In 2004, something impossible happened. Valve released a game that still feels modern, more than 20 years later. Not because of the graphics, not because of nostalgia, and not because people refuse to let it go. The strange part is that many of the things we praise in modern games were already there. Interactive physics, reactive environments, natural facial animation, environmental storytelling, realistic AI. Today, those features are expected. Back then, they felt like science fiction. So the question is simple: how did one game get so far ahead of everyone else? Because Half-Life 2 didn't just predict the future, in many ways, it helped create it. But to understand why, we need to go back to 2004. Gaming looked very different. Most shooters were simple, enemies stood in rooms waiting for you, physics barely mattered, stories interrupt gameplay instead of living inside it. Then Valve released Half-Life 2, and suddenly, everything felt alive. The world wasn't just a backdrop, it reacted, objects move, enemies adapt, the environment became a part of the gameplay. Players had never experienced anything quite like it. But here's the part most people missed. Valve wasn't just trying to make a great shooter, it was trying to build the future of game engines. Half-Life 2 wasn't just selling a game, it was introducing the Source engine. And Source wasn't revolutionary because it looked prettier. It was revolutionary because it simulated a believable world. Physics became gameplay, not decoration. The gravity gun wasn't just a cool weapon, it was proof. A proof that almost every object could become a part of the game. A barrel wasn't just scenery, it was a weapon, a puzzle, a shield, a solution. Players stopped asking, "What weapon should I use?" then started asking, "What can I use?" That tiny shift changed gaming design forever. Did you know Half-Life 2 was delayed by an entire year? After its source code was stolen, millions of lines of code leaked online. For many studios, that would have been the end. Valve did something different. It kept building, and somehow, the finished game became even better. That delay didn't kill Half-Life 2, it sharpened it. And the way Valve responded changed the company's future in very few people talk about it. One of the biggest reasons Half-Life 2 still works is because it rarely stops to explain itself. CD17 tells its own story through architecture, propaganda, broken buildings, silent citizens. You don't learn the world through dialogue, you learn it by living inside it. Today, we call that environmental storytelling. In 2004, it felt revolutionary. The world wasn't simply beautiful, it was believable. Quick question: what was the first moment in Half-Life 2 that completely blew your mind? Was it the gravity gun, Ravenholm, the physics, or was it your first time hearing about the game? Let me know in the comments. I love seeing different generations of gamers discovering classics like this. And if you enjoy documentaries about stories behind gaming's greatest moments, consider subscribing. We've got a lot more coming. Look around modern gaming. Physics puzzles, immersive worlds, storytelling without cutscenes, interactive objects, natural NPC animations, games like BioShock, Portal, Dishonored, The Last of Us, Metro, even Cyberpunk 2077, they all inherited ideas that Half-Life 2 helped popularize. Valve didn't invent everything, but it showed the industry what was possible. Here's the strange part. Many games from 2004 feel like products of their time. Half-Life 2 doesn't. Why? Because Valve didn't chase graphics, it chased interaction. Graphics age, mechanics evolve more slowly. A beautiful game eventually looks old. A brilliant idea can survive for decades. And that's why Half-Life 2 still feels fresh. Not because it looks modern, because it still plays like modern design. Remember the stolen source code? That incident fundamentally changed Valve. The company became obsessed with security, with digital distribution, with controlling how games reach players. Only 1 year later, Valve pushed Steam even harder. At first, players hated. Today, it's the largest PC gaming platform on Earth. Half-Life 2 wasn't only shaping game design, it was quietly shaping the future of PC gaming itself. At the beginning of this video, I asked one question. How did Half-Life 2 stay relevant for more than 20 years? The answer isn't nostalgia, it's timing. Valve wasn't building a game for 2004. It was building a game the rest of the industry would spend the next 20 years catching up to. And that's why people still talk about it. Not because it was perfect, not because it was the best looking, but because it changed expectations. It showed players that worlds could feel alive, that stories could be experienced, instead of simply watched. And that innovation wasn't always about bigger explosions. Sometimes it's about giving players the freedom to experiment. Half-Life didn't just survive the passage of time, it quietly shaped it, and maybe that's the real reason of a masterpiece. Not of a game that was great when it was released, a game that still feels like the future, long after the future arrived.